Tamisha here with Toolbox Divas, and today I'm going to show you how to build a bench. How many times do you find that you're looking through all of these interior decorating magazines, these furniture magazines, and you come across the perfect bench or the perfect whatever, and then you like, what? Are you kidding me? The price, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's totally not happening ever, right? Well, yeah, no, it's definitely happening today. Let's get dirty. Before we get started on the Tufted bench, please hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell notification so that you don't miss any of these fabulous DIYs. So we're starting off by building the base frame of the bench. I cut all the pieces for the top and the bottom rail or apron to size and cut the pieces for the ledges using 3/4 inch square dowels. I marked about a 1/2 inch down from the top of the bottom apron to screw in the ledge. This is where the bottom shelf for the bench will rest. And I went ahead and drilled all of my drill marks for the pocket screws for attaching the aprons to the legs. And I quickly realized when I was drilling the pocket holes for the bottom apron that I probably should have attached the ledge last. So I had to unscrew the ledge and screw them back in after I drilled the holes for the pocket holes. But before drilling the rails or aprons to the legs, I went ahead and marked the placement for the top and the bottom rails on all of the legs on multiple sides so that everything would line up and be level and square. I'm using pocket screws for the assembly of the bench, and my right angle Craig clamp came in so handy during this whole process. And I know you guys are probably wondering by now, where did you get those legs? I mean, seriously. Well, I actually got these legs from Osborne Wood Products. These legs are called Heritage Coffee Table legs, and they come in red oak, pine, maple, and cherry, and I got them in maple. So these legs are the perfect height for a bench like this. But again, you can also use these for a coffee table. The details for the legs as well as other products used during the build of this bench can be found below in the description column. Next, I cut the piece for the bench base and the storage bottom. I notched a square into the corners of each of the bases using a jigsaw. I created a 1-inch opening on all 4 sides of the bases, and in the center I went in about 2.5 inches. This is so that the base for the bottom and the bottom storage shelf would lay inside the legs and rest upon the ledge that I created. Now there might have been an easier way to do this. However, I couldn't figure out what would have been an easier solution. I also could have done this with pocket screws, and I found that it was easier with glue and a brad nailer on top of it with the ledges in place. What the ledges also did was it allowed me to put the bottom of the bench and the storage base in place without needing the help of additional hands. Then I proceeded with putting the top rails onto the storage bench. As I went through this process, I'm really glad that I marked each of the legs on all sides of the legs, the position of the rails or aprons, because in order to make sure that it was straight, I had to line them up at all times and make sure they were level. Before insetting the bottom of the storage cavity, I installed an upper support beam for the storage cavity. And for this, I just used a 1x2 piece of lumber. This is a very long bench. I made this bench so that it could go at the foot of a queen size bed. So I made sure to put center beams under the upper portion of the bench and at the lower portion. And the first time I dropped the storage bottom in place, it fit without any adjustments. It really helps to celebrate those moments. And pretty much the bench was done. All that it needed was the top of the bench. With the bench top cut, I used my trim router to route into the top of the bench the area where the hinges would lie, so that the hinges would be flush with the opening. I used pretty basic $3 hinges for this part, and I used 3 hinges, one on either sides and one in the middle. And I proceeded with drilling a hole into where the hinges would lie before drilling it in place. Next, it was all about finishing the bench. I covered the pocket holes using wood plugs and some wood glue and gave it time to dry before removing any excess wood. And then I inserted all of the corner braces in the top portion and the bottom of the bench. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a large bench. It's long meant to be at the foot of a queen size bed, so it's very important to make sure that you have the proper support at the bottom and at the top of each portion of the bench. I also outlined where the hinges would go once it's fully assembled. Next, I upholstered the top portion of the bench. This was probably my favorite part of building this bench. And yeah, I'm really proud of myself for doing this. But to find out details on how I tufted the top portion of the bench, you're gonna have to stay tuned for the next tutorial. And I conditioned the wood on the legs and the aprons with some wood conditioner before staining it. To give the bench a full, completed, finished look like something you would find in a store, I applied some underlayment fabric to the inside of the storage cavity of the bench. And I used spray adhesive by 3M to adhere the underlayment to the interior of the bench. This glue gets very sticky and tacky, so you have to go slow and make sure that you remove any of the creases or indentations. To attach the top portion to the bench, I strongly recommend a second pair of hands. For this part, I brought in my little brother to help me assemble the top and put the hinges on. And with the hinges on, we were done! This is probably my favorite project to date. I absolutely love how this turned out. And I use it all the time at the foot of my bed. I can hide like books in there, blankets. I love it. And it not only works at the foot of the bed, it also works in the entryway. And it is kid approved, certified by this little guy who kept getting in the way, but that's okay because I still got the perfect shot. And I'd like to thank Osborne Wood Products for sending these legs for the bench. The details for the legs are again listed in the description column. Thanks for sticking around to the end of this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to this channel. And don't be shy. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Toolbox Divas. Alright guys, till next time.